Hi everyone. So I know it's been a while since I last posted a video and I had a little bit of time, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try to record while I have the opportunity. So this video is going to be a little bit more of like an update on how things have been going in my life, what I've been up to, plans, I guess, and things. So yeah, that's just what this is gonna be. So first of all, I apologize for not having recorded in a while. I don't even remember the last time I posted a video. The last one I can remember, it was November of last year, but I might have posted more recently than that. I can't remember. I haven't looked in a while. So what have I been up to? Well, I've been in school still. A lot of you already knew that I was back in school. I started in 2019, January 2019, and I'm double majoring in accounting and digital marketing. And because I'm double majoring and the way that the school that I go to works, and I'm doing everything online and the accelerated classes and yada yada yada, it's taking me 3 years in order to get all my stuff done. Originally, my graduation anticipated date was supposed to be March of next year, but I found out when I was setting up my schedule for my last school year, I guess, that I could actually take an extra class for these 2 terms that I have and actually get done sooner. So my anticipated graduation date is now officially in December of this year, provided that everything goes well, which I think it will. But I am so excited. I have a love-hate relationship with school. I like to learn things, and I'm always curious and interested. I think that school is great, and that if you have a desire to and want to, you absolutely should go to school. But I also have a hard time being focused at times, like, because I have a full-time job and I'm doing schoolwork and I have a life. Sometimes it's really hard to be in the mindset of, okay, I need to sit down and do homework, and I've had that a lot lately, especially now. It's like I've been considered a senior for a while, but like hardcore senioritis now happening. I just don't want to do anything, but it's fine, whatever. I'm so close to being done. I'm not going to screw it up now. And I have a very high GPA, which I'm very proud of, maintaining such a high GPA while working a full-time job and having all these other things going on. So I'm very proud of that. But yeah, I'm super excited to graduate. And that also means that once I graduate, I should hopefully have more time to devote to filming, because I do miss this. I have a long list. I apologize for the autofocus on my camera. I'm not using my Blue Yeti either, by the way, because I just couldn't be bothered to haul all my stuff. But yeah, hopefully I'll have more time to devote to making videos once I'm done with school, because I have a long list of video ideas of things that I want to do. I just haven't had the time nor the space even. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I have my YouTube channel, which I post on the community tab, or I post a video occasionally, I also have a Twitter. I'm fairly active on Twitter, so if you really want to know what's going on in my life, or my thoughts and feelings and whatever, the link will be in the description for my Twitter. I also have an Instagram that I post on every once in a great while, but not very often. So you can always follow me on other social media to kind of see what I'm up to. But I bought a house last year with my husband, and I'm married now. My husband and I bought a house in July of 2020, and so we've had it for a year now, and it's a nice house. It's like one of the nicest houses in our area because it's younger than I am. I turned 30 this year, by the way. Talk about existential crisis, and not quite, a little more over quarter life crisis, but yeah, it's happened. There's just a lot. So yeah, my husband and I bought a house. It's younger than me, not by a lot, but by a little. And the backyard is huge. I didn't even know that the sizes of plots of land even existed on the side of town where we live. Crazy. I mean, we can have parties back there with a shit ton of people and not have an issue because it's large. And so anyway, it's a very nice house, but the basement isn't finished, and our intention is to finish the basement, and that's also where my office will be, which is where I intend to record and do many different things. I have so many things I want to do, you guys. I want to make music. Like, for those of you, again, if you followed me for a long time, you've heard me probably talk about this. If not, if you're new, first of all, hi, sorry, this is the first video you see, but I'm a trained vocalist, and I've grown up singing my entire life, and you know, ever since I graduated high school, I haven't really been that involved in music, and it's killing me slowly inside. So when I get done with school, that is something that I'm going to be focusing on in some format. My dream was to be a singer, and I still have that dream, but maybe it'll be a little different. I'm not sure how I'm going to manifest that, but I have to do something. I have to, because that is my purpose. I have to do that. But on top of that, I have other hobbies and things that I'd like to do. Start, you know, a small business. Just a lot of different things that I really want to do. I just don't have the time to do any of them right now. And so yeah, bought a house, and my husband and I got married in December of last year, obviously. And I really pushed it because I'm going to school to be an accountant. I learned that as long as you're married by December 31st, then you can file your taxes as joint. And so I was like, well, I'm going to push it until the very end. And I really pushed it because due to COVID, trying to get notaries and forms and all that stuff done was a huge pain. And just, yeah, so I really pushed the limit. I made my best friend, who you've seen on this channel once in one video, I made her get ordained so that way she could actually marry us. And we did it in my living room, essentially, because I wanted it to be as little of a big deal as possible, basically. We had my husband's parents, my parents, and then my best friend come over to our house and sign the paperwork. That was literally it. Took a couple pictures because my parents wanted pictures, understandable, but that was literally it. Like, I mean, we made no big deal about it. I would have worn sweatpants if I could have. I was drinking a beer and just waiting to get it over with because I have issues with being sentimental around my family and stuff. Eventually we will have an actual ceremony, just out of pure obligation for the rest of my family and what little of his family, so that they can see it. But what we'll probably do is have a themed wedding. I'm thinking Harry Potter, or like Lord of the Rings or Batman or something. And yeah, and then just have like one venue, do a very short ceremony, and then basically just party the rest of the night. So that's kind of my thought process. I also would like to have a graduation party when I graduate. My intention also was to walk, even though the school I go to technically is in another state. It's a neighboring state, so it's not that far of a drive. But that also kind of depends on COVID and precautions and stuff. I did get vaccinated. Luckily, my parents got vaccinated, my husband's parents got vaccinated, so, you know, we're all vaccinated, which is good. Get vaccinated, people. Do not listen to the bullshit on the internet. I don't care. I'm not here to argue. I'm just telling you, get vaccinated, be smart about it. Any amount of Googling that you're going to do in some stupid articles is not going to be any more than what a doctor went to medical school for, and scientists. Just get vaccinated. Anyway, so yeah, so we'll see as far as parties and get-togethers go. Also, I live in the Midwest, and in December the weather can be kind of, who knows how it's gonna be, so who knows what's gonna happen. But yeah, and then we were talking with a few friends about possibly going on another vacation next year, to this time. So if you have seen any of my past videos, you know that in February of 2020, before everything hit the fan, into very early March, my husband and I and a couple of our friends went to Florida to go to Disney World and Universal and the Kennedy Space Center. And so we were talking about potentially going to Disneyland and Universal Studios in California as a vacation and like a celebration for me graduating, and then, you know, kind of doing a lot of the touristy stuff in California, which is something I would love to do because I've always wanted to go to California. I mean, there's a lot of places I'd like to go, but now we don't know if that's going to happen. It's kind of up in the air. We'll see. I'm sure we will at some point, but it just may not be as soon as we had hoped. Yeah, so also our house, when we bought our house, it was like 2 weeks later the derecho happened in the Midwest, and so we made it out fairly unscathed. However, our roof did get damaged, so we finally got it replaced this year. I don't typically, I'm going to draw attention to this and probably regret it, but I don't typically show my mouth when I record these videos because I've always been self-conscious of my teeth. And if you watched any of my past videos where I do show my mouth, you probably understand why. But I have been doing Invisalign for almost a year, and I'm ecstatic with just like how much better my teeth are, and it wasn't even just, my purpose for doing it wasn't even purely like cosmetic. I mean, my jaw was literally sitting incorrectly and it was causing a lot of problems, so like I had to do it regardless anyway, just for my health. So yeah, so there's that. What else happened? My best friend had another baby, and I guess that's another thing too, is that my husband and I had talked. The reason we ended up buying a house and getting married is because we had some discussions. Because again, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that for a long time I didn't want to have kids and he did, and that was a huge issue between us. And I kind of have come to the conclusion that, you know, I'm okay with having kids. The idea of giving birth absolutely terrifies me. It's not something that I want to experience in the slightest, but I have become much more open to the idea of having kids. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to. For one, I'm getting pretty old as far as having kids go, But also I've had health issues and things that kind of makes me wonder if I'm even capable. Personally, I'd rather go through surrogacy, but it's expensive, or adopt. And who knows, that might be something that happens. I don't know. But for now, that's not something that's going to happen anytime immediately soon, but it is something that will happen in the future. And hanging out with my best friend, babysitting her toddler, and then seeing her, have her newborn has definitely warmed me up a lot more to the prospect of having kids, because I didn't grow up around kids at all. I was an only child. I am an only child. Pretty much everyone in my family that I've ever hung out with or seen when I go to gatherings is either my age or older. So nobody really had babies that I was ever around. So, it's just not something, and I just never had that desire, but I wouldn't even call it as much of a desire now. Like, it's not something that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to start a family and have a baby and all these things. I'm not that type of person, but I'm not against it anymore. I'm more open to the idea of having a kid, So there's that. What else has happened? My stepdad got COVID earlier this year. I can't even remember anymore. Luckily, he came through okay. My dad currently has COVID because he went to the Iowa State Fair, and luckily he's vaccinated, so he didn't have to go to the hospital, and he's handled it pretty well. Again, it's like between my parents, my stepdad, and then my grandparents, like those, and my in-laws, those are the people that I for sure did not ever want to get it, and because they all have really major health issues. But luckily, only my dad and stepdad have gotten it, and they both have been okay, thankfully. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think probably about it. Just been adulting. Bought a house, got married, going to school, trying to be more financially sound, just lots of things. I have a lot of house projects to do still that I haven't even touched. I mean, and my husband's parents live with us, so that's another reason why it's been hard for me to film, because they're there, and the walls are kind of thin there, not gonna lie. Like, I like our house, but the walls are pretty thin, and his dad is kind of loud, so it's hard to record and to be able to have. His mom's kind of loud too when she walks, but it's hard to be able to have that space where I can just record and not worry about other sounds. And I've thought about going to my mom's to record in my room there, that I still need to clean a year later. But again, anytime that I think about it, I just don't have the time, and it just doesn't work out. So again, hopefully once I graduate from school, I can be able to work it out, figure it out, get things situated, hopefully get his parents out into their own place. I love them to death, but they have to go. I need my house to myself with my husband. He can be there, but they gotta go. I love them, but they gotta go. So yeah, just a lot, you guys. So I'm currently dog sitting at my best friend's house. She's out of town with her boyfriend and kids, and I figured if I'm gonna be here, I've worked on my homework, have the time and the space to myself other than her dog, that I would try to take this opportunity to at least record a bunch of videos, so that way I'd have them and I could edit them when I have the time and not have to worry about trying to record them. So that's the goal for now. It's currently like a quarter after midnight, and my sleep schedule is all screwed up, but I'm still tired. I'm also in therapy, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm in therapy, and I'm on anti-anxiety medication, which has been fantastic for me. I highly recommend that if you can and you think that it might be worth it to you, to do it, because it has really helped me immensely. I had very intense anxiety, and being on medication has really helped me, and talking to my therapist has also been really great. So, talk about your mental health. Get help if you need it. There's resources available, and you should absolutely take advantage of those, especially given last year and all the craziness going on in the world. I highly recommend talking to somebody, at least to work through things. Everybody should have somebody to talk to. But, so yeah, I think, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And nothing really. I'm planning on getting a new vehicle, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to change up my hair, but I have to be careful as far as like dyeing my hair goes, because where I work, I kind of have to be careful as far as like fun colors and stuff. I can't do that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, just know that eventually I should have more time to record and do things, and just, yeah, thank you to everybody that's watched my videos, that's stuck with me, and I hope to bring you more. I hope that my content will be even higher quality eventually. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to try and record a ton of videos to have, but I'm planning on posting this one first since it's an update. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one.